Hello everyone. In this video we'll try to explore some important aspects of filmmaking and the history of film. Let's start with montage. This is a technique that is really revolutionary in the history of film because it is what made the film an interactive art more than a single representation of reality. With montage, the audience is not passive anymore. Using cuts between takes, the filmmaker is able to explore different angles of realities inside the viewer's mind. And the cut is reproducing a mental process which helps to associate things in order to create a story and convey deeper ideas. Pudovkin and Eisenstein proved through their works and experiments how montage is making the film more honest, not by filming the real world, but by filming the psychological realism, which helps to impress the viewer's mind in order to absorb ideas and information. And we can give a simple example of this montage's manipulation. If we have 3 takes, one of a man, a fearful man, and another take of another man pointing a gun to the camera, and the third take of the first man standing boldly, this will create the image of courage. If we reverse these same 3 shots, we are going to create the image of fear. So, what happened after the Hollywood production code? Actually, in the sound period, movies were characterized by striking sexuality and strong violence, which paved the way to the establishment of the Hollywood production code. This code was the force of puritanical and moral American roots to impose severe laws on movie production. So they came up with some extreme and absurd restrictions, like no single beds to be shown in the scene, no bathroom could have a toilet, and all criminals must face punishment to their crimes. So the filmmaker was asked to be more creative in order to make the audience understand things that shouldn't be concretely present in the shots. Citizen Kane as an American story. Actually, one of the proposed titles to Citizen Kane was American, and we can definitely say that it is an American experience. In fact, by putting the protagonist Kane in the center of the narrative, Orson Welles had admirably used his filmmaking skills in order to offer a vision of the ideals and the failures of a country in the process of becoming a powerful nation. So we can say that Kane's story is representing America in this struggle to respect ideals, to use power for the benefit of people, and then the opposite outcomes due to manipulation and dominance. And Wells had geniusly aspired intense themes of narcissism, manipulation, solitude, and cynic, representing a distinctive American story. What happened after the USA entered the Second World War? Actually, inescapably, the cinema has been impacted by the shadow of war, which led to deeper movies. We had some great movies of the time which became legends for that they transmitted timeless messages, highlighting the themes of sacrifice, self-denial, and repudiation of love for the sake of larger causes and higher objectives. And after the war, again, we had a strong dark current which pushed the cinema into dark movies. Filmmakers who were trained in Germany brought their native styles with psychological thrillers, crime films, and dark pictures. And the audiences were hungry for movies like that, which would depict paranoia and desperation and this the darker view of the cost of victory, which brought film noir and neorealism. Film noir was characterized by the sad ending, by the desperation theme which drives the action, and by live scenes shot on location to give a more realistic feel to the film. And and to depict the tension and paranoia between characters. Neorealism was also an important aspect in the post-war era, which was reflecting the view from the perspective of the desperate common people on streets by using the natural acting method in order to repudiate artificiality and convey bleakness and hopelessness and celebrate human tenderness. Hitchcock's visual style. Hitchcock's visual style is really distinctive because his pictures are brilliant and technically brilliant and very profound. He is famous for storyboarding his films, which means he imagines the setup of every take and every sequence before shooting. And he was also known for the elements of suspense. Actually, he is considered the master of suspense. The themes that he usually returns to are voyeurism. It's when the character is watching or hunting people in order to spy on them. We have also the femme fatale theme, this seductive woman charming the protagonist and usually leading him into compromising and dangerous situations. And he was also reflecting psychological obsessions and complexity in his films. He was a textbook Freudian, actually. One of his stylistic qualities is the reverse angle. It's when we have a take where we watch a character looking at enough screen space and another take revealing what he is looking at, and then we cut back to the first take. The American New Wave, it was a result of new innovations in filmmaking, European innovation mainly, brought to Hollywood, like the stylistic aspects of the French New Wave, the influential Italian cinema, which have affected American directors. They were also affected actually by exposure to Japanese movies. And some of the qualities of the American New Waves were the use of unrecognized actors. And unknown would be easily chosen to be in the movie. And also the fact that the films were self-referential, always referring to other films and or quoting other films. One of the best films of that period was Coppola's masterpiece, The Godfather. This movie changed the way Italian Americans view themselves and reflected the struggle of the protagonist in going from nothing to become powerful. The audience was also seduced by how the element of family was put into the spotlight. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.